Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Beyond the Summit studio, home of the Summit, powered by Twitch. We've got a new guest in the house. Charlie, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
You snuck your way in. He insisted on being a part of the show.
Are you serious?
All I did was sit down. If you don't let me cast this series,
oh my God,
it's all over.
I'm gonna tear down the studio, burn down your house.
I'll burn down your house.
Kidnap the kittens.
I don't want the kittens.
He probably will kidnap the kittens.
No, please don't.
Why would I kidnap
They're
the
so
kittens?
nice.
I love the kittens.
But they make because you love them so
But they make me sick.
Well, that's on you.
When Charlie came to visit us the first time, like, he kept on petting the cat. He's like, no, I shouldn't do that because I'm allergic. Then, like, 5 minutes later, he's like, did you see him petting the cat again?
Look at the grin you have on right now.
He spent
it's
half
so
of
fluffy
the grin
and
you have
nice.
on right
How
now.
can I not touch the cat?
I don't know, man. Well, guys, of course, this is the Summit Europe, the grand finals. It's Fnatic versus Mousesports, best of 5. Currently, Mousesports 1 win away from coming here to Los Angeles. Game 4 is underway, and so is the draft. With that being said, let's check it out. So,
No
Charlie,
shocker.
Fnatic versus Mouse.
Yep.
Are you surprised to see Mouse leading this 2-1?
I'm not.
Mouse is, they got to fight their way through the qualifiers. Fnatic direct TI invite.
I mean, I think, to be fair, at the time when the invites went out, I don't think Dog was as notable of a team, or maybe as strong of a team. But I think they've improved a lot over the last month and a half-ish.
Since I got booted.
Are you? Do you want a hug? Do you want a hug? I'm here.
Yeah,
No, I was just saying. I really was just saying. It is since I got booted. We were doing well, and then I mean, once I got kicked and they got Fada and Paz, they started playing way better. I mean, I think I don't know if maybe it was me, but like I think Smoglig was a bit inexperienced, and then them picking up two players which are very experienced, it was just really beneficial because they had a really strong 3 people.
They do,
already.
and they have a lot of experience playing with each other as well.
Absolutely.
It feels like the biggest thing was adding Fada, honestly. That guy just makes plays for the mid lane. And
yeah, he does.
Paz, pretty safe, overall stable support player, not particularly flashy, but generally gets the job done. And then it's a strong team right now. I think, but the key is, Giannis, you mentioned it last night when we were just hanging out, is they're drafting and picking much better lanes than other teams.
Yeah.
And a lot of Mouse's games are just flat out won in the draft.
I was saying it yesterday, like I think they're just a little bit ahead of the curve just with the drafting in general. So
if teams catch up in terms of draft to them, at least teams like Fnatic, which are kind of sometimes they have great drafts, sometimes they just airball it completely. If teams catch up, do you think Mouse will still be able to win games against big opponents, or do you think they're like reliant on the draft for most of their wins?
I think yeah, honestly. I mean, they're a really strong team, but I think it'll be a lot harder for them once people start to figure out like how this this new patch they start to like break it down and just really start to pick the better heroes and everything. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, first overall pick Batrider for Fnatic. By the way, Radiant teams won all 3 games so far in this series. Game 1 went to Mousesports. Why do they still have 4 stand-ins? Like, what is wrong with Dota 2?
It's the names. It's the official info thing. So people messed it up.
They're still underdog. So
Valve, please. This is so good. They switched to dog because they didn't want to have the stand-in tags, I think, for game 2, but then now they're back to Mouse with
these
4
Mousesports bans too. Look, they banned 4 blue heroes. They did.
That's okay.
They did racism.
Well, they're
racism
BTS. They're
against blue
BTS
heroes.
haters, man.
They are, man.
they're
We're blue. Yeah, they're
I
EG
mean,
haters. They're liquid haters. Like, Jesus, Mousesports. What's your deal?
I can kind of understand like the Night Stalker ban. He's not the most seen hero, but you don't want to have to rush a BKB up on your Darkseer, and that silence is actually really big deal if they do get it on him. And we actually. But before anything though, like Mousesport getting that Darkseer is huge because we were saying before how big of an impact that hero has in the game.
3 games out of 4. This is the first time he gets through, and he gets through because they banned Nyx actually on Fnatic.
Which I don't. Yeah,
that's a little surprising.
They wanted. I guess they really wanted
to protect
the
the Batrider pick
really
a bit more, but is it worth giving up the Darkseer to MSS? I don't know. We'll see how it works out. But MSS Darkseer to me is one of his top 2-3 heroes.
Yeah.
That his Centaur has been very strong. His Axe has been amazing. As you mentioned, his Bat, it wasn't bad, but not really a signature MSS hero.
Yeah, I think he's better on heroes that just overall do. I mean, I used to always say it. I was like, MSS, you can't play single target heroes. It's not allowed. It's just not gonna happen. We're not picking it for you. That's it. But
you need to be a combo gamer.
Yeah, he's all about. He really is. He's a great playmaker with AOE spells. That's just the reason why. It's not that he's bad at these single target heroes. It's just he excels so much on these giant impacting AOE heroes.
Uh-oh.
How do you feel?
See Gandalf.
How do you feel about that Razor pick?
That's a really random Razor pick.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would draft that here.
I think it's...
There's 3 ranged heroes, there's no melee carry.
I guess maybe when they were playing versus Fnatic before and they saw how powerful the Unstable Current was versus the Batrider Lasso, maybe they're trying to just do it based off of that. But it was a bit of an early drafting out of Razor there.
Like, I mean, they probably could have picked this last. Now Fnatic has the option of picking a carry that sort of plays around Razor.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is a pretty strong, like, 4 or 5 man Dota type hero, and they've gone for the Dazzle now. So if Mouse want a group, they're strong, but Fnatic are great at countering that. Keeper of the Light with Illuminate, they are very tough to push into. So it'll be Coddle PL. Oh man,
I don't even wanna. I don't wanna.
Are you taking off the headset here?
I don't wanna.
You guys are gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for a bit. Maybe.
We'll see how.
If Fnatic win, we'll probably be here for a while.
Yeah.
If Mouse win, it might be a quick game.
But oh man, they really need to. Mouse needs to pick. They need to get a really strong AOE hero, some type of very strong carry, because you know Razor, you can't deal with the PL. If he gets farmed, it's.
In terms of like your traditional AOE carries, there's Luna, Gyro. Who else?
They could just go for like a good amount of melee heroes and go for a Battle Fury. Yeah, Kunkka's not too bad. I mean, it's not the best late game.
I don't know how they would lane it. I guess you could lane it with Rubik, but it's kind of under. If they had like Shadow Demon Dazzle Kunkka, that would be really strong. But Rubik Dazzle's not so much.
I really wonder what they might be going for here.
They banned out the Panda. Well, Fnatic does need a mid hero.
Yeah, but have they even really played the Panda at all? I don't think so.
No. Generally, if we see Hani on a tempo control, I would say Dragonite's a bit more common. Or just what he's really known for, like his puck, those kind of snowbally int heroes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Hani overall, he's a very good spellcaster in team fights, so I mean, that's usually what they're doing. They do go for a Juggernaut, so I can understand it just because Healing Ward versus Keeper of the Light is extremely powerful. You can take down towers, and that's, I think, what that's what they're focusing on. They're going to group up ASAP.
Razor fits well here. Viper's also pretty decent in this situation. The static link just doesn't feel like it's going to be a huge impact spell this game, and there's some single target for Razor.
Yeah, there is.
So the Unstable Current won't be bad, but I feel like the Razor pick the previous game when Fnatic ran it was amazing. And this game it just feels okay.
I can definitely agree with that. I mean, overall, I think Mousesports has a really nice 5-man lineup, but they don't really have too much lockdown or disable. They have like a lift and they have like a vacuum, and that's about it. Poison Touch is not really that great anymore, obviously, because they removed that mini stun at the start, so people can TP out easily. They don't really have the best chase on Mouse. They do have the surge and everything, but I think their goal is just going to be like get that mech on the Darkseer, group up, and just push those towers with the Healing Ward in the mech.
So the lanes for Mouse, off-lane Darkseer and just a tri-lane Juggernaut, you think?
Do you think this is an aggressive tri-lane?
It could be an aggressive tri-lane still. I think so. I mean, they might as well. They really will need to shut down the PL. They don't want him to get free farm, because if this game gets to like the super late game, we all know what's going to end up happening. Coddle's going to be porting PL all over the place, and with the new Ags change on Coddle, if he does end up getting it, he can freely port him all over, and he can heal all his illusions as well whenever it's daytime with that blast.
And the Prophet.
So yeah, they're going to be
we know what both teams' game plans are. Mouse, get the mech, 5-man death ball, Fnatic, split push, find pickoffs with the lasso, and take it 50-60 minutes.
And something we actually haven't seen in a good while is Batrider is going to be going mid here. So it's going to be
I was
pretty
figuring
weird.
It would be actually the Trixie Bat, but Hani's going to be playing it.
So it's a little bit weird they're coming out for that, and I think Razor actually ends up very beneficial from that. So we'll see how it ends up playing out for them.
Yeah. With that being said, guys, it's Game 4. It could be our last game of the Summit Europe Grand Finals. This is our final qualifier. Already 3 teams have joined Na'Vi and DK. And after this match, the 6th and final team will be decided. On the dire side, you have Team Mousesports 1 win away from a trip to Los Angeles. Pycat handling that Juggernaut. Fada on the solo mid Razor. It looks like MSS going to be playing one of his signature heroes, the Darkseer, Misery, the Rubik, and Paz. Following up, he'll be on the Dazzle. On the Radiant side, Team Fnatic. They've been inconsistent, but when they're on their A game, they really shine. No-Tail playing the Disruptor. Fly handling the Keeper of the Light. Trixie, the Prophet. That puts Era onto the PL and Hani on the bat, and they've gone 5-man into their own jungle. Look at this angle of attack for Mouse.
Oh, they're
wrapping around from the backside.
They might catch him.
Oh, Hani sees them. Good timing there for him. Looks like everyone should make it out, although Era's been slightly isolated. He got a little hesitant about which way to go, but no detection, it looks like, or at least no dust here, so not going to go.
But forced to go doppelwalk level 1, so
that does hurt you.
But it does hurt a little bit, but you know what? It's not the biggest deal. He actually might even have time to run back, but nah, he doesn't even need to. He's just going to play there. And yeah, they do put down some aggressive wards down in the enemy jungle, and they're just going to leave him assess down there.
Insanely expensive, 150 mana.
Yeah.
That's half his mana pool. Well, he's got Keeper of the Light, so he's not too worried about it.
Yeah, and if Fnatic doesn't really find that Sentry Ward, which is blocking their pull, it's actually going to cripple them a lot, and MSS is going to be able to bully that PL a lot because, I mean, Ion Shell against melee heroes, it starts to be very obnoxious.
Disruptor is one of the best supports to deal with the offlane Darkseer, but there's not really much to follow up the Glimpse.
They've got no lockdown.
Yeah. They have Glimpse into Illuminate. They can spam him out of lane if they get the levels, but, well, if MSS, like you said, if they don't have the pull, they won't have a good enough start to be able to zone him.
Yeah, and Notel actually already used one of their sentries, because they thought maybe they warded the big camp so Batrider couldn't catch up. So he only has one sentry to catch that other ward, and it is in range, but he doesn't see it in those trees.
Yeah, that Radiant safe lane pull camp is just so annoying to de-ward.
There's too many spots. There just really is too many spots.
And especially with the sentry wards having reduced AoE from 9 months ago, whenever that change was made. It's,
yep.
Well, as I'm sure you know,
They do last a bit longer now, though.
That's
it is
true.
4 minutes, so it's okay.
It's also more important to de-ward. Well, we actually don't even see observers used to block camps much anymore, but.
C9's a big fan of doing that, actually.
Yeah.
They've really expanded their observers instead of sentry wards. And
most teams don't want to take the risk. They tend to go for sentries, so if they do get de-warded, they still have some rune control and map vision.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do see Fada actually, he did go boots first versus this Batrider in mid lane, so interesting choice.
No, he didn't.
No, he did not.
Bottle Rush. Pretty common for a solo mid bat, but against Razor, like what we saw when teams started running OD mid, the opponents would go for Razor, they'd go boots first, then the OD players started going boots first, so just became an arms race. But, well, bat solo mid, having a tough time of it. The nice thing for Honey, he's Radiant, he can just go stack the jungle very easily if he needs to and catch up there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not the biggest fan of the Batrider mid, honestly. He just does so much more. He doesn't need to be in that lane. I feel like you can put something else and just throw him in the offlane and it's much better. But they ended up wanting to go for Trixie in the offlane with the Furion and just get more split push.
Some matchups it's not bad if you can just push the wave with the Firefly sticking Napalm level 2 and go for a kill, but depends on the matchup.
Absolutely.
And Razor, not a hero you want to be diving like that at this stage of the game.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, Razor's he's gonna have a very good time in this mid lane.
So Mouse smoked up, rotate towards bottom, and now just gonna look for initiation on Fly. Will they find him? No.
Well, they got spotted too.
Here. There's a double damage rune picked up now. That's gonna be bottled by Hani. This will really help him trade effectively. And the other lane we haven't looked at is the safe lane Juggernaut. He is 14-3 against an off-lane Prophet. Pycat is off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, and he feels very confident in that lane. He's actually saving all his skill points. He has one level of spin, and then he has all 3 saved up, so he can go for whatever he really wants to.
Do you think he would even max like Healing Ward before Blade Fury?
I mean, I don't know. I know Pycat's a big fan of actually leaving the Blade Fury at level 1, which I don't really think is that great.
You do get the same amount of magic immunity, but cooldown reduced, damage scales decently well. So...
Yeah, I mean, it depends really on how the game's going. And yeah, but he's just going to save the point, so there's not too much to say. And
we'll see what he does.
Yeah, we'll really see what he does. And Mouse did something smart. They went bottom and they put a little bit more pressure on the PL. But in the end, it's not really going to do too much because they're not going to get a gank on that hero, especially when there's a Coddle. They're just spamming the waves.
Yeah, they also have the lane ward as well. Mouse already used up with smoke, so it's kind of risky for Mouse to force the issue too much. Yeah, PL's going to get some farm, but their draft is... It's okay to give PL farm now because they're not going to win if... late game anyway. The goal is just get the mech on Darkseer, secure your core items, and then start pushing with that around, say, the 8 to 15 minute mark.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they could win the late game if the Jug goes like Battle Fury and stuff like that, if it goes really in their favor.
Yeah,
but
that's such a risky approach against Coddle PL.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to see that, man.
Me too.
Jug's one of my favorite, like, just pub carries. But
yeah, because I mean, once you start getting a bunch of levels in that blade dance, you crit almost every single hit. It's really nice.
It's actually the best non-ultimate crit in the game in terms of overall effective DPS.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's 200%. It's a 35% chance once you get it.
35% is insanely high.
It really is
a passive crit. Like I think Wraith Kane's is like what 15, 20ish. So it's 275, I believe, when it's max.
It's 15%, and it goes up to. I think they buffed it now. It's 300.
Okay, they buffed it.
It's 300 or 325, I think.
But yeah, 35%. Sure, it's only 2 times crit, but Jesus, it's so reliable.
Yeah, and we do see Notail knows he doesn't need to be in this bottom lane. There's nothing. They're not gonna get a kill on the Darkseer, so he's just gonna sit behind the Batrider, and he's just stacking camps. He's got a double at their Radiant, the big camp in the middle of the area, and then at their other Radiant big camp, they have a triple stack for the Batrider to catch him up. So. I wouldn't be surprised if we even see Fly go over there and take one of those stacks for himself.
And they're actually doing, looks like the same thing with the Dazzle in the Dire jungle. He's also going for some stacking of his own.
MSS knows, though. He actually sees them. He knew that they were stacking, and he's going to go Ion Shell their woods, so that's actually huge for him.
That's really big. And they're stacking the Dire jungle, so potentially he could farm both jungles if they're not careful.
Oh, they spotted him. He's really low.
Uh-oh. He's low HP. Illuminate's being channeled. It's going to connect MSS! Oh my goodness. He's actually sticking around for this. He drops the Ion Shell on a creep, and now he's probably going to give up first blood. And DDos.
Yeah. That ward was really nice there, but for Fnatic. But MSS playing a little bit cocky, but he saw the stacks, and he was like, if I get these, it's massive. It's
that could have just, like, win them the game.
Yeah.
They delay the bat blink by a lot, probably like 3-4 minutes, and he secures a super fast mech. I think he got most of the creeps for the one stack in the end with the last few ticks of Ion Shell damage, but the key thing is that they do get the first blood on him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Honey...
Oh, top lane looks like we'll have a go, and looking for this initiation on Trixie. He's almost dead. One more right click does secure the kill.
The power of Omni Slash.
Yes.
Good rotation by Misery, as always. We always say he's very good at moving around the map. He always finds the opportunities to find kills.
Yeah, I would say that's his best attribute as a support player, is just his movement in general. Not so much in team fights, but more like the macro movement. Like, where do you go? When do you want to be in certain positions?
Yeah, it's really awesome. And I mean, at this point, I feel like Fnatic they can just chill. They're not in too much rush, of course, because they have the Coddle PL. And Batrider can just do his stacks in the jungle, and then he can just leave No-Tail mid to get his levels up, because No-Tail's a little bit under-leveled. He's only level 3 on the Disruptor.
Yeah, and, well, with the Batrider taking stacks, it means there's not much for him. So he'll need some lane farm, or levels, rather. And the mid lane's not a bad place to get it.
And PL just opts for going for treads right away, actually, instead of just going for either a greedy Midas or anything like that.
What do you think of that?
I mean, I feel like he kind of has the space. He can go whatever the hell he wants. I don't know if he even needed to upgrade his boots. He might have just been able to rush. I mean,
the one build that was really popular, I think Sylar really liked to go for it in the Chinese scene, was, and as well as Xiaotuji, was the the Midas Treads Vlad's build.
Yeah, we saw Loda doing that. I think it was like a year and a half ago, a year ago.
The natural reaction, everyone's flaming the build because it's like, well, you're getting Vlads on an illusion-based hero. What are you doing? But it actually seemed to work pretty well.
It's about the sustain.
Yeah, you never go base.
You never go base. You push out the lanes. Your Vlad's auras affect your illusions, which affect the lane. Now, Fada actually has 5 stacks on him from the Batrider, and he's definitely going to go down here.
He gets pulled in. The Illuminate's there. That connects on 2. What a huge Illuminate. Misery and Fada both going down. No-Tail might fall in return here. No, he's okay.
Yeah, he's going to die of the poison.
Oh, poison. Well, one more tick. He will die.
He bought before he died, though, at least. So good rotation there from Paz, though. He just threw out the poison and ran away instantly. So that was definitely what he needed there.
Slightly salvage it, but giving that double kill to Batrider, Blink Dagger's got to be almost up already.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, 1,600 gold.
And that's you can't let yourself get that many stickies. It was a little bit of a misplay there for the Razor from Fada. He let himself get up to 5 stacks, and you take way too much damage. You really do.
Well, for the time being, Fly... The thing is, he hasn't farmed the stacks yet, Fog. They're still here.
Well, he did clear that one big stack, but they just keep restacking it over and over. Now his Blink's going to be online right after he does either of these stacks.
If he does both, he might almost have the first component of 4 staff on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, those are some massive stacks. But we do see, you know what? Fly's taking the farm instead, which I think is smart. Or he might be just getting it low. We'll see what they decide to do with that.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see the Ags Keeper of the Light if he gets the farm for it. I mean, why not?
Yeah, and Blink Dagger is online at 100 gold, so he'll get it from the mid lane right now.
Well, for Mouse, we talked about a few things that are key for them. It's getting just a tanky Razor, kind of like a Viper, build the mech or some sort of frontline items, maybe a Vit booster, get your Juggernaut healing ward maxed as quickly as possible, and get a mech, and then start taking towers. How's their progression for all of those things? I don't think the mech's online just yet. Are they even close to it? Only 29 CS and MSS. He's not that close. Yeah, in fact, I think he's just got like 1 component here. So
yeah, he's got a headdress.
Mouse are feeling very slow in pretty much every area.
Yeah, I mean,
Pycat's farming well, but what's Juggernaut going to do with the farm?
Do you think they should have aggressive tri-lane? Like that way you would have put more pressure on the supports. They wouldn't have been able to stack as much. You get a free or an easier lane for Darkseer top versus solo Furion.
I mean, maybe it could have probably worked out, but yeah, probably actually. Like, it's kind of hard to aggressive tri-lane there versus a Coddle. It's really scary to aggressive tri-lane against a Coddle, because if you get hit by 1 or 2 blasts, it's really devastating. And Charlie was talking, but...
Am I muted?
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I guess people could hear him,
okay.
So you're relevant. You're relevant, don't worry.
I'm a hater. Alright, Fly's gonna get caught out here, and Well, the chase is on. Fada does deploy the ultimate fly, dropping fast, and will fall in the end. But now Fada, isolated in the kinetic field, pulled back in by a lasso. Well, hasn't been pulled very far, just kind of lassoed and held in place. Now backup arrives, in comes the Prophet, looking to finish him off, but Fada survives through it all. Then the Omni Slash comes through, Pycat finds one. They're looking for more. They could bring down 3 here. Fnatic, they found a great double kill mid lane. Hani barely bottling up, living life on the edge, salvaging what could have been a disaster, then a glimpse. And they pull back in. Pycat doesn't actually get out of the kinetic field in time. Now he's in trouble. He might go down here. Illuminate comes through, and Pycat, well, it does require 5 heroes to come top. He Blade Furies. One more right click will finish him off. And meanwhile, No-Tail also dropping. Fada has stolen quite a bit of damage, and now looks for more. He's diving onto Hani. The PL comes in once again, throws out the Lance, but they just can't fight very effectively right now. Even with that fantastic start, Illuminate trying to slow him down. The Flame Ray cancels the TP, and Fada will overstay his welcome. Will fall.
Great rotation there from Era. He just came to he knew he had to come to the team fight, and he did, and he ended up getting 2 kills out of it. So
they are fighting. They are playing so aggressively right now. Like, if they had Darkseer mech for that fight, if it was, you know, 12 minutes in, 13 minutes in, he had a better start, they easily get 4 or 5 kills, take the tower, but they're just not that strong at diving the tower yet. They still come out on top, but only slightly.
Yeah, it was
slight gold advantage, or 500 experience.
Yeah. And I mean, MSS got some space during all that, at least,
true.
Which he really desperately needs. He does.
The mech is coming, and once they get that, that's like the key item for Mouse to start to really apply pressure.
Yeah, MSS is really not having a good time this game. I mean, we
hyped up his Darkseer, and
yeah, I know.
We jinxed it, man.
Yeah, he's getting kind of crushed right now.
There's no universe.
He's no. Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right,
sorry.
this guy.
No, Reef, I love you. I love you.
And you're totally unbiased here as well.
Unbiased, absolutely. But Fly was also.
By the way, this is EG Charlie for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah.
Hey, keep drinking that Monster.
No, this isn't Monster, man.
Wow.
I'm not about that life.
Show the camera. Show the camera.
Well, it's 12 minutes in. 5. Fnatic. The big thing for me, Fogged, is that they have not lost any towers yet. They have every single outer tower.
Yeah.
12 minutes in against the Juggernaut, Darkseer, Razor, like a lineup that's decided. Even Dazzle. This is a 5-man lineup, but they haven't hit it yet.
We'll probably see them go for that top tower relatively soon. But yeah.
And Fnatic just TP in the entire team.
They're like, nope.
No, you're not doing that, guys.
But a great ward coming out from Mouse. They see behind the tower, they saw the rotations, and they're like, you know what, just don't even bother going for it then. They already
Let them waste their TPs, we'll just go back to farming.
Yep.
And the thing is, Fnatic are TPing to the offlane, so the jungle's not accessible. They have to walk all the way back. Mouse wasting a lot less time there.
Yeah, and Era goes for this Yasha rush, so I mean, it's really good for farming. So he's going to be able to have his farm is going to explode very, very soon. And I haven't really seen Fly been porting him around yet. I mean, it's still early, but we're going to start seeing that for sure coming into an impact, and it's going to make a big difference.
Speaking of Fly, 800 gold up. Perhaps we see him work towards the Ags, but even just regular Keep of the Light, PL, still very annoying to deal with in the mid-game. Smoke now from Mousesports. Bat did have his blink and went for a smoke of his own. Didn't find an opening mid and does back off to the jungle in the end. But Fnatic are content with just a farm game. It's up to Mouse to force fights. If they're not doing that, you're playing right into Fnatic's hands.
Yeah, and Trixie, very good map awareness there. He knows they're going to be converging for that top tower, and he just, you know what, I'm going to send my trains and I'm going to back off. And, yeah, now Mouse is going to secure that top tower. They're going to get it. But pointing out something else is, Fada, although he did get a couple kills, look at the creep score and everything. Batrider ended up really doing just awesome in that mid lane.
There was the jungle.
Yeah, the jungle just really benefited him.
Some of those are jungle creeps, but net worth, he's leading there as well.
Yep.
The other thing is, Mouse are supposed to get tower gold. That's really what their lineup excels at, and that's only their first tower. This is the key timing for them. The mech's online for Darkseer now, or it should be on its way, and it's if they can just go roll up the tier 1s, take the tier 1 mid, and I think most importantly the tier 1 bottom, then Fnatic will feel a little bit constricted. But they are fighting into Static Storm and Illuminate. No-Tail just goes in, drops it immediately. It's not actually enough to bring him down, and now Misery stealing the... What was that?
He just got the nuke.
The Thunderstrike.
Yeah, just the Thunderstrike. I thought he actually got the ulti for a second. I was going to be
like,
uh-oh.
I see Lightning. I'm like, there's a Razor in the game. Must be Razor. Go home, LD.
But no, I mean, this is what I was saying before, like, Mouse, they want it. Once they get their mech online, they're just going to go try to push towers, and it looked like that's what we're trying to do mid, but no matter what, it's going to be really hard to push against the Keeper of the Light. He's just blasting. And it looks like the Coddle's not rushing that Ags, by the way. It looks like he's going to end up going for that mech.
Yeah, well, I guess somebody's got to do it, and they'll put Prophet into more of a split pushing role. Maybe we see the Necro book after the Midas here. But the end of the day, Fnatic hold on to their towers. That's the key. They are, I'd say it's going a little bit slowly for Mouse. Not so slow they're screwed, but slow enough that they should not rest easy.
Yeah, they need to start putting more pressure on the map. But it's really hard versus a Keeper of the Light. Pressuring those towers is just...
I think the one issue is, like, they don't have a hero like Bat. They don't have someone who can find a pick-off, and then you pick, and then you push. So they have to just go at the Keeper of the Light head-on.
Yeah, now it looks like they're actually... The Keeper of the Light's not set up for this bottom tower, so this is going to drop. So this might actually be Mouse's first tower, unless Fnatic decides to, like, 4-man port. But it looks like they're going for a trade, and they're going to go for this mid tower for themselves.
Already the Rubik's rotated in. Karate chopping the bottom tower is MSS, but... PL Illusion's holding back the wave mid while the siege commences. Fada not joining this fight just yet. In fact, Batrider's gone in. He's found himself a misery, and Hani finds the pickoff. Now Fnatic looking for the tier 1 mid, and while they're trading towers with a lineup that's designed to push early as a 5-man unit. That is great for Fnatic. Plus, a kill to boot.
Yeah, really well done for Fnatic, and this game's going for them right now. I mean, everything is working out, and Hani he's getting pickoffs with his Blink Dagger that he got relatively early because of everything, and he has a 4-staff already, and he has another 1500 gold too. So Hani is playing really well this game.
This Bat is scary, and he fits so well with this draft. Like, you've got Prophet who can help set up kills around the map with the Nature's Wrath, and I think most importantly, Keeper of the Light, who can just bring them wherever you want them. So you see an opening to find a gank on one side of the map and just recall him in and go for the kill. They will send 4 mid. Once again, Mouse trying to bang on the front door, but this is not going to be easy.
No, of course it's gonna be really hard versus that Keeper of the Light, but I think they're just gonna brute force it this time.
Yeah, Pycat's in the front here. He does get caught by a Static Storm. They'll need some Graves at the right time, perhaps. He's dropping quite low. The Illuminate almost finishes him off. He thought he was fine, but those last few ticks of Static Storm, almost enough to bring him down. Flame Break comes through. The Healing Ward will bring him right back. They've taken a tier 1, but PL threatening the tier 1 top as well.
Maelstrom picked up by Jug.
The glimpse onto Misery. Now he gets caught in the lasso. He'll get pulled back even farther. Is Grave, but with the 4-staff, he is so far in no man's land. It's unbelievable. Steals the Thunderstrike, tries to throw it out. Does get healed up. They're getting the heals off. And now the Iron Show Juggernaut comes spinning in to get back into it. That's mass AoE damage. 2 have fallen. The PL is still split pushing.
Misery lived that whole
And Arrow almost dies too. Wow, he almost died to the tower. In fact, Pycat looking for him. He has Omni Slash. Can he get it off in time? Ooh, that was close.
Fog spot right there. And yeah, we do see the Jug went for Maelstrom, so it looks like I don't think they're too scared to bring this into the late game if it does. I mean, Maelstrom, Mjolnir versus PL is actually extremely powerful.
They have decent illusion clear as well. Ion Shell, Vacuum, Plasma Field, the heal bombs. It's not amazing, but it's decent.
And they're gonna get their own PLs too with that wall, so
that's true.
That'll end up being pretty strong. We do see Fada actually getting quite a nice timing on his Ags. It's only 17 minutes in. He didn't have the best start, as we were saying, but he does get a nice, relatively early Ags, and they're gonna be able to pressure towers even better because of that.
It will be a Shadow Blade for our Nature's Prophet. So, Fnatic really want this game to go late, but I guess, like you said, Mouse they're confident in their own late game.
Yeah, I mean, they got a couple towers. They have the dire advantage, so they can be able to get a couple Roshans in. But it's really hard to get Roshes in when you're playing versus a split pushy, obnoxious.
And Mouse is not a great Rosh lineup. Like they have a lot of heal, but they're very slow about killing Rosh.
Dude, it's all about the crits. It's all about those Jug crits.
What does he have? Phase Drum.
Oh, and the Maelstrom now. Okay. He's pretty farmed.
Yeah. Maelstrom not really the best for taking Rosh either, though.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
Well, Arrow's going to mount the pressure top lane. Manta-style recipe is coming out. Does he have the ultimate orb yet? He does. That's a completed 18-minute Manta. That is a very farm PL. And he's going to keep on chipping away at the tower. Arrow will to retreat out. Now the Prophet sounding the alarm as well, and everybody on Fnatic heads for the hills. They will make it out. Meanwhile, mid lane, they've made a move up the ramp. Hunting for pickoffs is the Disruptor. Now he'll back off too.
Yeah, then Fly's just running around, putting down some wards. I thought he was actually going to recall the PL into his jungle, but instead Era just decided to port bottom. He's like, you know what, I'm just going to farm it on my own. I don't need you to bring me anywhere. And yeah, now Coddle does finish up his mech, so, I mean, Fnatic they're looking like they're doing pretty well. But if Mouse can find opportunities, they can really just blow this game open. If they can just kill this PL a few times is really what they need to do, because Era, he has a huge creep score, and on top of that, he got 3 kills throughout this game already.
This is like an ideal start for a PL, pretty much.
Yep.
Shadowblade's up on the Prophet, and it feels very 6.78-esque, honestly.
Yeah, it does. It's gross. I don't like it. I don't want to see. I don't want to see Coddle PLs. It's not really that fun. I mean, the PL just farms.
Just remove it from the game.
Yeah.
Just delete the heroes.
I can agree.
Just delete them both. Kado guy's here in the studio, and he's like, what are you guys talking about? Don't delete me. No, it's it may not be our personal preference, but hey, the beautiful thing about Dota is there's a style for everyone.
Yep. And they do end up getting this bottom town now, so that's really good for Fnatic. They're opening up the space on the map, but in the meantime, Mouse does get that sneak Rosh on him because they picked up the medallion on the Dazzle, so they do end up killing it relatively quickly.
Yeah. Hey, don't have the best Rosh lineup in terms of damage, just get a medallion.
Yep.
What an item.
Yep. And you can't really contest. You can contest the Rosh, but it's really difficult because everybody's going to be full health because of the healing ward.
How do you feel about the idea of making it so medallion does not work on Rosh?
That's like the worst suggestion I think I've ever heard.
Why?
I mean, the item is just why wouldn't you be able to use it on Rosh? Like,
it's just too good.
I mean,
I guess, but
in
then
what
like
other
everything else
situation do you buy medallion anyways?
versus like Lone
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Like
Like,
that's the whole point of medallion. Just like okay, let's just get rid of the item. Then,
it's
like.
literally like the Rosh item. It's not.
Yeah, it's
That's the thing. Is I don't know.
no, I can understand that though.
Just
Honestly,
get rid
like
of medallion. Just
Yeah, let's just.
dead game,
get rid of
There
all
won't be
of
much
it.
left by the time we're done balancing Dota, guys.
dead game.
Just kidding. But yeah, they do take the Rosh. But what do they do with the Aegis? That's really the key for Mouse. Just getting Aegis. Fnatic don't really care about having it themselves. It's if they take objectives with it. Can they threaten tier 2s? Will they give up towers of their own in doing so?
It looks like they're going to get that tier 2. Coddle is nowhere in position to set up the blast for it, so this tower is definitely going to drop, and Mouse is going to get even more map control, which is really good for them.
No, I don't think Fnatic will get a trade here. They'll at least push the top lane in. They have rotated the Batrider through the enemy woods. He's scouting for an opening with the lasso. Actually, 4 heroes converging top, so maybe Fnatic, they could even bring in a 5th here with recall if they want. Maybe they do get a trade. But Pycat says, not today. I'm coming in to defend this.
And they got the Blink Dagger on Darkstream now, so let's see if they get a really good engagement.
They have the vac available. MSS comes in. He finds 3. He gets glimpsed back. No, I'm sorry, he didn't get glimpsed back. But, well, actually, MSS getting caught out. Nice Static Storm, Kinetic Field. Trying to bring a few heroes down. They kill off MSS. Where's the backup? Dazzle's here, but not doing a whole lot. Toss does deploy the Weave. Now Misery finally joining the fight. He has stolen the Firefly. But they tank a 3-hero Illuminate, and I guess the fight's pretty much over.
Yeah, I mean, Fada ported in the front, and he got glimpsed all the way back to bottom lane.
Oh, yeah,
there,
I thought it was MSS who got glimpsed, but yeah, I guess that was the issue. They didn't have the Razor for it.
Yeah, and he did actually he picked up a haste rune at bottom, and he was running all the way up there, but he just wasted a lot of time running all the way there instead of just pressuring the lane. He got glimpsed back too. So really good there for Fnatic. I mean, they got some damage on the tower. They forced a lot of reaction, and at the same time, they lost nobody.
And Diffusal Blade's almost out for Era. This
Gross.
is not fun. There is a Mjolnir on Juggernaut. This is good against PL, but
I think we're gonna be here for a while.
I think this game is going to end up going for a long time. It's possible, of course. I mean, it all depends on what really happens if people get good pickoffs and everything. But Trixie he's shown he's a very good natured prophet, but sometimes he does TP and just die.
we saw that. Yeah, we saw that earlier.
Yep.
It didn't end up costing them too much. But
Yeah.
Use your Midas.
Yeah, your Midas is up, Trixie. Oh wait, he wants
all
to
these
go for a kill?
backseat gamers in the house.
Dude. That Midas has been up actually for like 20 seconds. I've
Yeah.
been clicking on him. Midas, good item, man. There we go. But yeah, not too much else happening. I mean, this is kind of what this game is really gonna end up coming down to. It's just gonna be a lot of farming until Mouse decides to just group up and try to go for pushes again.
It's just, again, if they had someone like Beastmaster, like a hero that can just find pickoffs, they'd have a much easier time doing it. But how do they actually get a kill?
Yeah, and keep it light.
They just run at you with 5. Maybe they surge Rubik in for a lift. That's pretty much their best initiation.
Yeah, and keep it light's going for his Zags. He's got the point booster online, and it's just, it's really difficult for Mouse to just take this to the late game. I mean, they probably can because of the Mjolnir and everything, but at the same time,
it's not what it's not why they didn't draft to take this late game. Maybe they're forced into it or feel it's their best play right now, but you don't go for Razor just to take it late.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, this Coddle PL power is just, it's insane because he can just bring him down. He can bring him all over the place. So eventually, Ara's not even gonna need to have a.
By
TP.
the way, speaking of that PL, just doppelwalking deep behind enemy lines, and looks like he will be recalled out to the bottom side. So
popped his Mantha, you know.
Yeah, that's annoying. And he's just gonna start cutting waves.
It's the new Naga.
New Naga, yeah.
Well, with the Naga nerfs, I suppose something had to be filling that void. Although I didn't feel a void in my life, but
Whatever,
maybe
man.
that's just me.
I'm glad to see there's not so much Naga anymore. I mean, it was just overplayed, really.
Thank you, Arteezy.
The Naga is also just so much more versatile than PL, at least in the previous patch. Like, PL has to just sit back and farm. Naga can go pretty much anywhere in terms of lanes, and
PL
also offers you a lot more in fights before like 30, 40 minutes in.
Rubik looks so cute when he's just flying around. So funny.
He does. And it's really, stealing Firefly with a gem is amazing. He's been dewarding all over the place.
He actually didn't really find too many of the wards because of the way that the Fnatic warded, but they do need that gem, just, you know, of course for that peel and obviously for the wards.
Well, this is pretty good for Mouse. They are looking to bring down a tower, but as I say, that Fada starts dropping low. The heals will bring him back into fighting shape. Flame Break comes through once again.
Smoked up now for Fnatic, so it looks like it makes going to try to go for an engage. Yeah, they're looking for the
Notel's got the glimpse. He's going to find one to start this fight off, but it's the Juggernaut he goes for, and he just Blade Furies that.
Yeah, and
I feel like there's other targets there to glimpse.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they might have actually, I think they just lost vision, and that's the only one you could get.
Yeah, because otherwise it's like, why would you glimpse Juggernaut?
Yeah,
you just Blade Fury.
But at the same time, I mean, yeah, Mouse did get that tier 2 tower, but at the same time, the PL was farming bottom the whole time, pushing it as much as possible, and Trixie was doing the same thing top.
They found the dust, they Omni-slash Trixie! They had an Observer Ward, and the tower will get denied as well, so 2 good plays in a row.
Yeah, really well done there. That's the beauty of that Obs Ward.
What is Hip is bragging about his camera work right now.
What a guy.
So modest, too.
It's alright.
And we
gotta give him something.
And looking at the way Mouse is actually doing this right now, they have... Yeah, that keeps happening.
Fogged is losing his microphone.
I'm losing it, guys. No, they're putting down a lot of wards. They have 5 wards down on the map for Mouse, so they're just trying to control the game, keep an eye on the PL, know where everybody is at all times, especially with Trixie, and that's the beauty of it. They got the pick off just because of an Observer Ward, so that's the power of having vision.
Well, Mousesports, I'd say that Aegis was pretty effective. They take down all the mid and safe lane towers, but it's the next one that really will tell the tale. Razor buys a Demon Edge, sells it. What do you think he goes for here? Do we see the BKB? Do you go Refresher Orb?
BKB Refresher? I mean,
does he go for more of a right-click Razor? Like it hasn't been popular. But
yeah, he's doing the refresher. He's got the Oblivion staff coming out on.
You can tell he's mulling it over. Like, what's the best choice for the team this game?
Well, I mean, do you think he should go damage? Because like late game, what is he gonna really right-click? PL Illusions? I mean, how effective is that gonna be?
I feel like maybe even going auras wouldn't be a bad choice on him. I was trying to think maybe AC. Like
I was AC Scotty maybe
helps them try to break the base as well. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really too sure, to be honest, because like,
I like AC Refresher.
Yeah, AC Refresher I think sounds pretty good because it helps you break the base extremely well, and then of course like your Juggernaut's you're tanky as hell, and your Juggernaut's gonna be able to take down those illusions pretty nice with the minus armor.
Yeah, and he also don't forget that they can throw the Mjolnir buff on the Razor, so they'll enter full lightning mode.
Oh god, and then we'll be really blind.
Yes. Well, we'll just put our sunglasses on if that happens.
Yeah, we'll be alright.
So we keep some safety.
Protect your eyes.
Safety shades. Protect your eyes, man. Top lane, though, we're going to have a fight. Potentially breaking out here. 3 heroes in position. Wave will be... No, just kidding. Creeps are dead. And without a pipe, they're just never even killing... They're never even going to have creeps on tower.
Is somebody getting a pipe on Mouse?
I don't think so.
It should be Darkseer if someone does, but... They have so much magic damage that... It's like a pipe is not even enough, necessarily. He also has to be a bit worried about mana burn against PL with level 2 Diffusal Blade. If he doesn't get a BKB... and he's not the one always initiating, he might just find himself not having mana for combo. Meanwhile, Trixie with the big plays top lane, he did snipe the courier. And it happened right near that, they had an Observer Ward near the hill. Nice camera work, what is Hip?
Dude, Observer Wards are winning the game.
It was north of the Observer Ward. The Radiant Observer Ward. It's press 9, I think. Yeah. No? Okay.
You're bad.
F2? Okay. Did that courier have anything?
I don't know.
I think it was returning.
I think it was delivering the refresher to the Razor, and then it was going back. So I think the items got delivered because it looks like.
What's your courier hockey?
I have no idea. This is on.
Oh, that's my. Okay, it didn't have anything.
Yeah, it had nothing on it.
Yeah.
It's a nice autographed Shagbark.
Yeah, it's dead. That is such karma, man. He's like, oh man, that camera works so amazing. Immediately just
deserved.
Yeah.
But I feel like Mouse is just... It's really hard for them. Like, they can definitely try to take this to the late, but I mean, Coddle, late game, and he's going to be getting his Ag really soon, plus the PL, of course, it's so much. It really is. He's just going to be able to port him around all over the place, and the PL is just going to explode with farm.
And they're taking Roche again, but I don't feel like Fnatic care about giving up Roche too much. They're just happy to split push. Mouse Aegis is important for them, but Fnatic don't really need it. As long as they have buybacks, that's much more important for them than having Aegis.
Trixie, what are you doing there?
Yeah, Trixie plays. He'll just scout things out a bit. And then the Illusion army comes in top, so they do take an Aegis, but now the base under siege, and they're going to be bottled up for quite some time. They don't have a siege breaker. They don't have that initiator to start the fight. So now, speaking of initiators, they've isolated Misery here. He's the gem carrier for Mouse as well. He'll lose the gem too. Nobody's picked it up yet. Now Hani's going to go for it.
Yeah, Fada got glimpsed all the way back to the Roche pit there again as well.
Yeesh.
Them
This
glimpses.
Razor is scary, and I actually think if Mouse had to, if they got a 5v5 fight, they would win by a lot, but I don't think they're going to get one.
Yeah, I mean, they're just... Fnatic's just going to keep splitting them up, and yeah, Era decides, yeah, he's got his Manta, he finished up his Diffusal, and he even upgrades the Diffusal, which is, I think, the smart move, because it actually does add a lot of farming potential. And he's perfectly fine with this. He took their entire Dire jungle, and now he's going to be all over the place. He's going to be able to farm multiple things at the same time.
Is Coddle have Axe?
It's very close. He's about 50 gold from his Ags on this Coddle, so that's going to be a really big deal.
And he has it.
Yeah, and he's got it.
Well, Axe comes out for the Keeper of the Light, and
the cancer is real.
It is spreading a bit.
Yeah, if they can keep their lanes out really well, and then they decide to even go for a tower breaking, it's actually not too bad of an idea while it's daytime, because that heal is insane. 375 heal, it's going to be hitting all the illusions as well. It's pretty damn OP. But you got to get there, and he did get there. They do have the room for it.
Well, even if they don't want it to go late, it's going late. Mouse, they'll try and push through the mid lane, but you can just see the split push is coming. The Prophet in the bottom lane, the PL in the top, Recall always ready. And now with the Mask of Madness on Fnatic, the pick-off potential, it levels up. Here comes the double Razor ultimate though, and Blinding Light not going to help you against this. It's a Disco in the middle lane, but the Brat Rider comes in, isolates Pycat, pulls him way behind enemy lines. A nice defensive grave keeps him in fighting shape. He Omni-Slash, he went in, he's diving deep, he almost kills off two. Brings down Keeper of the Light, gets the Bat Rider as well, brings down two. He's going for the triple kill at the fountain, but he will go down to the end.
Wow.
That was amazing, dude. He lived on like 50 HP.
Most anticlimactic ending to that, and he dies.
But he gets the double kill. Considering he almost died, not too bad. So they get tier 3. Did they lose their Aegis? I think they still have it.
Yeah, they still got it up on the Razor.
Yeah, so just back off, wait for refresher, and go again. Take cracks.
Yeah,
that's great.
That was a really nice jug ulti. That just bounced perfectly. He got a couple Maelstrom procs too, which got him the kills.
Were amazing.
Yeah.
He's got Ags.
Yeah, the Ags just makes it so powerful. I mean, the 12 jumps is just... It's a lot, especially because, you know, he has
Get a
Mjolnir.
Butterfly on top of that?
Yeah.
I have the Razor AC? My goodness.
Like, the Mjolnir already makes you attack, get so many extra swings in between your ulti. So, I mean, like, he just dishes out so much damage with these two items.
Well, I think Fnatic slightly underestimated how quickly Razor can push. And the one thing is Keeper of the Light is great at stalling. It's not just because of Illuminate, it's also the Blinding Light. Yeah. Normally you can't right-click buildings, but Razor doesn't care about that.
Yeah.
Just pops the Ags Refresher, or the ult Refresher, and he just slaughters the tower.
Which is, I mean, actually, something I wanted to point out, because I've seen a couple Coddles actually do this. They don't lever the ulti form. They just go for, like, the mana leak, and I kind of disagree, because Recall scales, if the teleport delay gets reduced, but Blinding Light, reduced cooldown, and the duration goes up by up to 5 seconds with a 12-second thing. So the downtime is only 7 seconds.
At level
on that
1, the
Blinding Light.
downtime's 17.
Yeah.
At level 3, the downtime is 7.
It's insane, and people really overlook how important that skill really is in team fights. Like, you're just like, I'm not hitting. Why am I not doing anything? And you're just like, oh yeah, I got Blinded Light, and yeah, it just makes a big difference. It
How do you feel about Heart this game? Because I feel like Fnatic aren't pushing fast enough. I would have rather seen a Butterfly, personally.
Oh, he went hard on the PL, huh? That's yeah. I think the Butterfly would probably have been the better choice there.
I'm a little worried about Fnatic just losing the game before PL can really threaten the base. And in comes Pycat. BKB is up on Hani. He'll try to pull Pycat in. Is there going to be a nice defensive grave once again? Pos caught in a static storm. Pycat dropping low, and he doesn't have mana now. He's got stick charges, though. Can he pop them? He does, but the PL Illusion Army is overwhelming them. They brought in the reinforcements, and now the chase is on.
I think Pos might have DC'd. He's just standing there.
Well, he's dead either way. And they're going to lose more. Fnatic overrunning Mousesports. They'll bring down 3. They're looking for 4. The Aegis is going to pop as well. They do deploy the Vacuum Wall, but what's the follow-up for this? There's just not much. Maybe Fada makes it out. But this Batrider initiations just make it so tough. And then they cancel the TP. They find Fada with the Lance. The Glimpse will cancel the TP, and now they're going to bring him down. That's another death. The Aegis already popped. 4 heroes fall. And Fnatic standing strong. They were on the brink of being eliminated from the summit. And, well, with a fight like that, they're getting closer to a Game 5.
Yeah, that was a massive team fight right there. I mean, the mana leak plus the Batrider dragging the Juggernaut, he got completely mana burned on top of the Diffusal Blade from the PL. The Jug just could not, he couldn't do anything.
He had 15 wand charges, popped them, and they were instantly gone.
Yeah.
That's like 3 right clicks from the PL illusions.
And I mean, now I think the game is just completely in Fnatic's favor. I don't really see what Mouse can do at this point. They did end up getting the Ags on the Darkseer, but it's just not going to be enough. It's really not going to be enough.
And they're feeling very strong right now. They'll bring down the tower. MSS will even deny it, but it's small consolation when your base is under heavy siege. Hani jumps in. He will get lifted up. Maybe this is the opportunity for a turnaround. Pycat actually had the ult, but couldn't get it off in time, and Fnatic will retreat. Rubik with that stolen Firefly. Misery hunting for kills, but
Fought a buyback.
Not going to find them.
Yeah, they forced the buyout, and they just got back instantly as soon as the buyout was used. But he was actually respawning. I think he only had like 10 seconds or 15 seconds left on his respawn, so.
Yeah, he also used his refresher right before he was about to die in that earlier fight.
I think he figured, like, there's no way I'm getting out. I'm going to be dead for a while if I die.
Was he trying to, like, refresh his TP?
No, his,
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think
he just refreshed.
He refreshed and used his ult. So
okay.
I think it was just for the ult, but
alrighty.
Maybe they figured with the vacuum wall and the Razor ult, they could try and turn the fight, but
I was going to say, wow, that could be a big play. TPs, gets it cancelled, refreshes, TPs again. It's like, wow. A little bit goofy,
can you
but...
refresh TP? Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah, I think TP scrolls get refreshed too. I've actually never tried it. I think that's a little bit goofy, but whatever.
I'm pretty sure they do.
I wouldn't see why they wouldn't.
Works with
Tinker,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking
there's
at
a few
oh, it looks like
between
Fada might be caught out here, but he does get hit by the plasma field. Really lucky there for Fada.
Yeah, there's no BKB on the bat, but it wouldn't have mattered because it didn't seem like they were in great position on Mouse.
Top barracks are under attack.
Yeah, and just look at the lanes. Mouse is just in their base. They can't get out, and PL's farming all over the place.
Yeah, if you see just the fog of war for Mousesports, like the creeps are always marching in against them, and Fnatic see everything.
Yeah. Trixie's got his sheep up, he's got his Lothars, and he's got 6,000 gold on him, so he can go for almost anything here. They
should have buybacks on all their key heroes soon as well.
Yeah. And yeah, look, they're just sitting here. Fnatic they're not moving. They're like, this is our jungle now.
And 37 minutes into this game, Roland finally realized to turn the lights off.
I can see. Oh, and Hani's going in. He wants to grab somebody, but
ask a man this, but it's a little far to dive. They don't need to go for a huge dive. Like they can just siege with illusions, and now the range Rex falls. I don't see a need to go for that, and I think he's like, you know what, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, really strange to just pop the BKB though, but you know what, whatever.
Intimidation.
Intimidation. He's yellow. Watch out.
Well, this feels borderline checkmate for Mousesports.
Yeah. The only way they can really come back is, I don't know. Actually, I'm getting a massive PL army from the Darkseer.
Who is gonna get picked off? The only way I see Fnatic getting picked off is if they choose to jump in.
Yeah, and they're not going to. They're perfectly fine with just sitting back and just chilling and pushing the lanes in and just slowly deteriorating Mouse's base. So I don't really see any of them getting picked off. And as well, Trixie he's good at microing his trees around, so he's walking around. We do see
on the flip side, they do have the Lasso here. They go on a Pycat, but ready with the lift is Misery. He's going to counter-initiate very effectively, and well, they don't actually get the back kill. Meanwhile, bottom lane, in comes the TP from the Prophet. Trixie's going for some Rat Dota, but a nice Omni Slash. It's negated by these Ghost Scepters, but well, only for so long. But the key is the Prophet. He's breaking base on the bottom side of the map. They get a few kills, but do they actually transition into anything greater? Era now will turn and try to fight. He drops the Illuminate, or he drops the Lance, then chases Fada a bit, and Trixie just continues doing work on the bottom lane. Even if they lose the Keeper of the Light, they're still just putting out fires everywhere. Yeah, and I feel like instead of the PL running to that fight, I feel like he could have just split pushed even more. So a little bit of a strange decision making by Era there, but either way, that's PL's bread and butter. Yeah, team fights and you just win the game. Yep. Still though, they've done a lot of structural damage. They do give up 3 kills. I'd say slightly more than you want, but giving up a kill here or there and just taking on towers, keeping Mouse bottled up. Like, Mouse still isn't leaving their side of the map. They're not really threatening for objectives. Yeah, at this point, there's not too much they can do, and he's going to micro his illusions, and he's just going to start beating on the racks with them, and once he gets that butterfly up, those illusions are going to crush. Just, they'll spend most of their time just right-clicking them. Yep. And no MKB on the Juggernaut, no MKB on the Razor. Not even close to that, so...
Yeah, and he's got the butterfly completed too. He's sending the components out to the secret shop to pick up his Eagle Song, and then now he's just... I think they're just going to force the issue and just push down mid. If not, go for Roshan.
No, Mousesports really up against it at this point. Good news for them is if they drop this game, they do have the deciding game 5, and so far it's just been whoever's Radiant wins.
Yeah, Radiant's just completely imbalanced,
Radiant
I guess.
First pick, pretty strong, I suppose.
Yeah, Radiant plus go for late game. I guess that's the way to do it, huh?
Yeesh. It was the way to do it in the SEA qualifier for sure. Like, you look at the Myth versus Mineski series yesterday, and that was the key to success. Fada will come in now. And then the initiation comes. The lasso's there. He's been caught in the static storm. Can't really do much during this time. MSS tries to counter-initiate, drops the vacuum wall. He does manage to catch Era. Do they get that big kill illusion army? He hasn't gotten any illusions to spawn yet, and meanwhile, Era's starting to find his kills. He's brought down one. He's looking for more. They're multiplying. It's expanding. Pycat Blade Furies, and that is just not going to cut it against PL at this stage of the game. And GG, we're going to a game 5. It's a 5-man wipe.
It's a 5-man wipe.
It is.
Yeah, it was really well played by both teams, but in the end, you know what? Mouse is just under the gun. They really had to make so much happen with their lineup, and the Darkseer just got put down so hard throughout this game. He really didn't even have too much of an impact, even with his items.
I thought, for a while, I felt like they just didn't have a shot. Then they pushed down mid. They popped the Refresher Orb on Razor, and they took down a tier 3. But I think the fight where they lost the game was the second push, where Bat got the lasso off. There was a Kinetic Field, Static Storm, and by the time they could even get off a grave, already the Juggernaut was out of mana.
Yep.
Konami slash. That was the game right there. After that, they never had a shot, it felt like.
It was really good decision making by the way the Fnatic did the fight. They lassoed the guy in as he was getting mana leaked, and then in the back, Notel just runs up and throws the Static Storm so that nobody else in the back could follow up. So Juggernaut just got completely caught out, and then, yeah, he got complete mana burn and he couldn't do anything.
Well, Charlie, what is hit? Who do you think is going to take the series? By the way, great observing.
Great observing.
You know what?
You did a great job.
Yeah.
You were doing great, and then you pat yourself on the back, man. Let me tell you, that never works. You jinxed yourself.
It's happened.
Karma.
You know what happens.
You know, I think the way that Fnatic drafted tells a lot about how they view this series. They picked a lineup that was very late game oriented, very ratty. Do you think that they don't feel confident taking a 5-on-5 or?
It seems like they get railed every time they actually try to fight Mouse.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's also how Mouse drafts. Mouse drafts to win the lanes and snowball. And they pick some late game, like you'll see Pycat on Marana, Weaver, these types of heroes most of the time, but
they're all like
they don't pick like a hard ultra late game.
I really didn't understand. They third picked the Razor, and it just seemed out of place.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the point. They wanted to break base. They wanted to use Razor Ultimate to.
But you want to pick Razor when you have that kind of a draft, and he can dominate a lane.
Right.
Yeah, you need to direct counter to something. I think.
Right, and then they pick PL, and Razor doesn't really do anything to PL.
No. Yeah, and he was a farm Razor too. He'd refresh Orb, but.
I mean, I feel like they just didn't win their lanes hard enough. They didn't pressure hard enough.
I agree completely.
And I think an aggressive tri-lane would have like reduced the amount of stacks.
What do you think about the Mjolnir pickup on Pycat?
I think it
was good given the matchup.
Yeah, it's right.
I don't know what he could have gone for that would have been better.
I really thought he was going to go Battle Fury because I mean, it's either they win this game very very early or they're just going to go late game. There's nothing else you can really do.
I feel like Mjolnir's kind of just like in between.
Yeah,
it's okay against PL illusions.
Yeah, they have the extra magic resistance from the passive, so I don't know.
I don't think the item choice lost in the game.
Yeah, I don't think so. I was just wondering.
Yeah. Going into game number 5 though, I think this series has largely been draft based. Nobody's drafted so poorly they just lost on the draft, but it's more like generally we've seen a significant edge in terms of draft.
Yeah, Radiant just drafting too good.
Yeah, Radiant OP. Well, with that being said, guys, you're watching the Summit Europe, the Grand Finals, Mouse versus Fnatic going the distance. Game 5 is coming up next. Well, stay tuned. We'll be right back.